You asked for it. This is at a halftone on any color shirt. This workflow is going to work on literally any color shirt that you want to use. And the reason you would use this halftoning color knockout of any kind of shirt is because a standard color knockout won't work if there's gradients or any kind of wispy stuff like smokes or things like that. So let's start with this one. We got this dragon graphic here. I think it would look really cool on a pinkish purplish shirt, which is going to be this background color here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I want to show you what a color knockout would look like on this. If we just do a color knockout using the color range tool, select a couple of these things here real quick, you end up with these like really not pretty kind of splotchy areas here because it's fading into another color. So what we're going to show you, and the reason you would halftone versus doing just a straight color knockout is so that you can get those gradients to show up. So here is the process. First thing you got to do is select what your shirt color is going to be. In this case, we're going to use this purple. We need to create a new layer. We've done this before. Create a new layer and then hit Shift Delete. That brings up this fill color menu here. Select color, and we're going to use the eyedropper to select that purple background color and click OK. Now what we need to do, because what we're going to do is destructive, we are going to copy this layer with Command or Control J. Command if you're on a Mac, Control if you're on a PC. Hide this back layer. Now this is the step that allows us to halftone literally any color. We could pick any color. I'll show you a little later. We'll do a couple other colors. But we're going to select the color that our shirt is, and we're going to hit the blending mode to difference. And what that does is that means that anything that's the same color, so that shirt color, is going to become black in our exercise. So once we do that, we're going to select both the top and the next layer down, and we're going to hit Command or Control E to merge those layers together. Now this is the layer we're going to use to create our halftone screen. So the next steps you're going to be familiar with if you've watched any of our halftone videos. If you haven't before, click up over here and you can watch those. So right click, duplicate layer. We're going to duplicate it into a new document. Click OK. And then we're going to go to Image, Mode, Grayscale, and then Image Adjustments, Levels. We've talked about this before. White shows all the way through, will have no halftone dots. Black is disappearing, has no halftone dots. Anything in between has varying halftone dot sizes. So I know that I want this background to be totally black. So I'm actually gonna bump this up a little bit until my background's totally black. We do have some of this like fade here, and we do want that to be halftone slightly. But then I don't want all this stuff to be halftone, so I'm gonna bring my white way down to kind of blow out the image. And then I can futz with this a little bit here. I'm gonna bring my black up a little bit more. Ooh, yeah, I think I like that. Then we're gonna go to Image, Mode, Bitmap. I do go slower on this and explain more of the steps in the full version. For now, I'm just showing you guys how to do it to any color. Command or Control A to select everything. Command or Control C to copy it. Go back over to our original. We're gonna turn off this layer. We're gonna select our main layer here, click Add Layer Mask, Option or Alt, and then click on the layer mask, and then Command or Control V to paste. Click off of it, and there we've got it half-toned. Now to see what it looks like on our shirt color, we just need to do what we've done before. We hit the new layer. We're gonna hit Shift Delete. Now we've already got that color picked because we picked it earlier, so I can just click OK. And then we'll move this to the back, and there you go. And if we hide it, we can see what's going on here. We've got this half toning that's going to a different pink color. We've got some of these areas in the middle here that are half toned, so that's gonna create a much softer graphic on a purple shirt. Let's do green. All right, like we mentioned before, if you were to try to just simply color knock out this, you would have this area here where he's kind of got the smoke coming out. That would just look like trash. So this is definitely the perfect image to use this half toning on, in this case, a green shirt. So like we did before, new layer, Shift Delete, and we're gonna choose our color, choose that green color, click OK. Now we're gonna duplicate this bottom layer because like I said, what we're doing is destructive, so we need to make copies of stuff. Then we're gonna select our color block layer. We're gonna set our blending mode to difference. Then we're gonna select the top 2 layers and merge them together, Command or Control E. Right click, duplicate layer. Again, these are the regular steps that we do for any of our halftoning stuff. Image mode, grayscale, image adjustments, levels. And this one's gonna look a little different. See how there's like hardly any white on here? So we're gonna pull this down to get more of the stuff white. We don't have to pull up from the bottom as much because there's not as much of that kind of like wispy things that were going on in like that last graphic, but we do want to bump it up just 1 or 2 notches. You can see some like kind of hazy dirtiness in there. We can get rid of that. That'll help clean up the image a little bit. But I also don't want a lot of this being half-toned. I just want to do more kind of straight knockouts of stuff. And this is always the part where you're going to finesse. So if you ever don't like your results, you just come back into this and redo the levels setting. All right. Image mode, bitmap. Okay, flatten layers, 300 pixels per inch, halftone screen, 35 frequency, 22 angle. We know that from our other videos. Command or Control A, Command or Control C. Go back in here, hide that layer, bring back the original. Let's put that mask on there, Option or Alt, and click on the mask. Command or Control V to paste. And to test against our shirt color, create a new layer. Shift delete. Like I said, we already have the color selected, so we're gonna click OK. Bring it behind, and there we go. We have our halftone color knockout of green and all the greens that fade into each other. Like you notice here, these greens go to a lighter green, so instead of it being a hard line, it's a fade into that other color green. It works every single time with every single color we've tested. Now, let's say you get something that's like a PNG. Let's say you got this flame PNG, maybe it's a logo or something, but you got all these semi-transparency things here. We've talked about it in our other videos, but for the halftoning to look right when it's printed on the shirt, we want those semi-transparent areas to kind of pick up that what's gonna be the shirt color. Even though it's gonna print that color, we want it to start to look like the shirt color. That's how we get the best effect out of this. So like we've done in the past, we're going to just simply create our shirt color. So in this case, I think a nice blue will look great. So I'm gonna select color. You can also use your NIX scanner to scan the actual shirt's color and use that in your exercise. But in our case, we're just gonna take a blue that's here in our system. There we go. But that would work really good to use your NIX color scanner to actually scan the shirt's color and then use that to knock out in this case. In the case of other graphics where the like the alligator where the green was preset, you might not necessarily want to do that, but it's definitely an option to get a little bit more accurate colors happening in those transition areas. So we're gonna bring the blue behind because that's the color of our shirt. And then we're gonna merge these two guys together. So Command or Control E to merge them. I am gonna duplicate it and then hide that bottom layer. We're gonna use that later. Create a new layer. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna create that shirt color. So Shift Delete, shirt color up above. Then we're gonna go to blending modes, difference, select the 2 layers, Command or Control E to merge them, and the same steps we did before. Say them out loud with me. Duplicate layer. To a document. Image mode, grayscale, image adjustments, levels. And let's blow this out so that we don't get as much halftoning in the middle there. You can use the black to bring up a touch just to make sure there's no weird artifacts kind of sitting outside of the flame area. You can play with this a little bit to get some different kind of effects on the glow, but that looks good. I do want that like little area right there to be a little bit halftone, so I'm cool with that. And then image mode, bitmap, flatten layers, okay, 300 halftone screen, 3522, Command or Control A, Command or Control C, go back to the original document, hide that ugly layer, make visible our original, create a layer mask, Option or Alt click on the layer mask, Command or Control V to paste, click off of it, and there we go. And just again, to check, we're gonna add a new layer with our t-shirt color, so Shift Delete. We've got our shirt color selected already, bring it to the bottom, there it is. And you'll notice that our halftones have blues in them as it fades. That's gonna make the effect a lot better when it's on the actual printed shirt. If this answered your question, how do you halftone on a color other than black? Do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. We're coming out with these kind of videos all the time. If you guys have questions that you need answered about handling graphics for DTF, put those down in the comments below and we will do what we can to answer your questions like we've done with this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.